Right. 6th time lucky. I need to go back out of my YouTube because I haven't got the live one up on there. But I know it's on there because I've just been on the phone. So, good evening everybody. It's taken a few attempts to get this up and running, which is why I said 6th time lucky. But we are running now, I think. We have internet, we have no drop frames. So, I think, like I probably said on the last 2 or 3 attempts, I will quickly put the trainer back to 0 on the hopes that nothing goes wrong when I do this. Please don't go wrong. It hasn't. It's gone. At least that bit's gone right on it. And we'll be on our way. It's up on. I know it's up on Facebook now, and it's up on YouTube. So I just put the wrong thing up there for me to see. There we go. Yeah. And I just need to sort myself out without going into too much detail before I start. I'm pedalling on this bike for nearly 3/4 an hour now, so I feel like I've done it already. So let's get a move on. I've got the heart rate monitor working now again. I have adjusted the colours and the figures on it to where my heart rate zones should be. This gear feels so easy at the beginning. So tempted to go up 1 gear. I think I'm getting close to that point where my legs have that extra bit of power on to take on the next gear, but a bit scared to do it yet. Well, I hope John and Show. I can't fail at speaking yet. Hardly started the stream. I hope Joe and Sean are going to get on fairly quickly. It's a good job we had a late start, because I'm going to be visiting their house in a second. As you can see, we're taking a loop of Highworth before we leave on our way to Malmesbury. So I got 2, as you can probably see from the banner at the top, 2 sets of friends' houses that I will be visiting on the way to. I hope I kept thinking it was the Kings Arms, and I didn't have time to check, so I just risked that it was the King's Arms and not the King's Head or something like that. So I'm just going to double check now. Yep, the King's Arms Malmesbury. Oh, I got it right. So that means all of the blurb on the stream information and on that information is all right. Otherwise, I would have had to edit it halfway through. So we say goodbye to Gloucester House. And as we're doing that, I have to make a massive apology. I was speaking to a very good friend and colleague on the phone last night and suddenly realised that I'd left one person off, probably one of the most important people to me, because he's my fellow Oppo night shift worker. We both do lone work in night shifts, so we get a lot of support off each other in the few times that we get to meet. We are kind of like ships that pass in the night kind of thing, literally. So I said I'd do a special one-off. So I'm not going to mention all the other members of staff. I did that probably 2 or 3 times last time, although they are all amazing people. But Keith, we need to mention Keith. He is the night shift worker, which is the job that I do as well. Extremely important job, although I'd say so myself, wouldn't I? Keeping the guys safe through the evening, through the night, and when they get up in the morning. He's a very special person, Keith. You won't meet many Keiths. I love the bloke. He's a true character. So on behalf of me, the guys at Gloucester House, and the rest of the staff, and everybody who's got to know a bit about Gloucester House on the stream, thanks, Keith. Are you on tonight? What's tonight? You were on last night, then you're definitely on tonight. So have a good shift tonight. His name's Keith, by the way, just in case nobody got that from all of that I just said about Keith. I'm just giving him a few more Keiths, really, because he deserved it. That's my that's my apology too. Bless you, mate. So, as you can see, we're going into, it's like a funny little monster face. We are going into this little road here. I think that's where it is, and if it isn't, when we go back up the hill, when we go around the corner, past that roundabout, we'll pass the other side of the house anyway. So, there. Hi Joe and Sean. Come and wave. Come and look silly outside your house and wave to nobody. Oh, I've got to the end of the road, I'm coming back again. Wave again. I'm waving like an idiot, so you can. I'm going to have to keep my liquids up today. Not sure who's on and watching at the moment, but I hope you had a really good day and I hope you're enjoying your evening. And if this helps you enjoy your evening, then I'm glad. Right, I think we kind of pass Joe and Sean's place again. Hello again. In a minute we'll be back to where we started. So we had, it was quite a day yesterday. Really enjoyed it. Bit of a surprise, a few people who turned up. Who, I thought a few people might just turn up and sort of wave from the road and then go off on their merry way. But, it was a lot more than that. So thanks to everybody who came and made that special day more special. Well, I put the electric powered sensor back in. Well, obviously they're both electric, but the mains powered sensor back in, and it's working again. So obviously just a blip, so that's cool. I thought it might be. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to fix the blip as we went. So it was just a lot quicker and easier to chuck the battery one in yesterday. I had a problem with the main sensor that runs the trainer. We've had problems with the main sensor that runs the trainer since the beginning of this, but it's been behaving itself for a while and it just went off and didn't want to come back on. I'm literally going round Highworth, Ed. As just said, where are you now? So I've just done the loop round Highworth. So gone down the outside of Highworth, down what I call the ring road. And we're literally coming up to the traffic lights at Highworth, ready to turn off to towards Blunsdon. So we're at the traffic lights now basically, and we're going to turn right towards Blunsdon. So we're coming up from the Lechlade direction, just passing where I turned down to go to my house. But yeah, this is the Lechlade traffic lights here, and we're now off to go through the countryside towards a place called Blunsdon. A lot of the people on here, if they kind of know me personally and live around this area, then they'll know Blunsdon anyway. So. We did a loop round Highworth and dropped into Joe and Sean's house. Now we're on our way. We're going to be going through part of Swindon. Pop in and saying hello to Ed and Anita. Highworth Cemetery on our right coming up. There's a lot of significance that, I think, for most people that have lived around Highworth for a while. And then on a real road bike you'll be starting to build up some speed now, because you've got a big downhill, but it is followed obviously by a big uphill, because they are so often are. You have the Highworth Town Football Club on the left hand side that we've gone past. And there's the Highworth Wreck. It's next to that. You can't see that on the map, I don't think. No, it's kind of, you might just see a bit of it in this shaded area, but you can't really. Recreation centre. It's got a nice little swimming pool, a very well equipped gym for a small town. Not that I've been in it. I don't do any of this fitness lark. Oh. Thank you, Deanne, for liking the stream. We've only just really started. We have gone past Sean and Joe's. We are now heading off towards Blunsdon. And then off towards Malmesbury. Be quite a long night tonight. I said thank yous to you, but maybe you weren't on, so as you were one of them, saying thank you to all those who came and made a special day even more special. It was very magical. So I didn't do an extra today. Didn't really feel up to it. I'm going to do one tomorrow because the next extra is a very short one. Well, so didn't feel up to it. I'm trying to get on top of all the editing, so I literally spent from when I got up until when I got ready for this ride, sat in front of the laptop, or laptops, but actually I was using both at the same time, trying to break the back of the editing. So, I've got a good day done. I've probably got another 5 days of editing to do. On top of, I think it probably takes about 2 hours to edit what I've done on that day, and then obviously anything else I do with extra. So it's just getting back on top of it. So I've done all the info editing on about 2/3 of the ones that need it. And then there's this slightly more work intensive side of getting the videos actually edited, which is why I'm so happy when I managed to get one that I do from start to finish, because when I get a break in the internet and I have to stop the stream and start it again, that's about 2 hours work to get those two things together. You know, all the sort of the editing each one separately, downloading it, uploading it, and all that kind of stuff. So that's why it gets a bit annoying for me, because it's just, you can just see the hours of work mounting up basically as the internet plays up, which is why you've probably seen, if the internet cuts out and I've only done sort of a mile or something, I'll often opt to actually start from the beginning, because there's a lot more work involved in actually putting those two bits together than there is in just riding that mile. So it makes sense to me. It's like on this one, I've got about probably 5 or 6 starts that I can at least now delete, because the start that I've had on this one is kind of right, which is why I, as you probably saw, I'd probably annoying to you, Ed, because you were on at the beginning, but I did the intro every time that I started, so that I don't have to edit anything on that, because if the whole thing's in one hole, I can edit it online inside YouTube, and I don't have to do any downloading or uploading. It has to go through the, what it's called, the check-in process, which takes a while, but I don't have to do anything while that's happening. If it's in more than one bit, then I have to get it down onto the laptop to be able to do stuff to it, and that's the time-consuming bit. I won't explain it any more complicated than that. I'm just feeling like I'm really starting to need more hydration at the moment. Let's turn the charger on. Hey. Oh. It's going to feel like quite a long week. This will be the first time that I would have done a Friday for a while. I'm going to get a long break. It's quite nice being around the local area. It kind of once, I mean, I recognise areas of Bristol, but not as in, such as in know it that well. And then I think after that, it's all going to be areas that I will be new to me, which has its own kind of interests as well, which is cool. But we won't really be going down much of the south side of like Devon, Cornwall area, will we? Which is the area I know more of. So I spent a lot of family holidays in Kings Arms and Timber. I'm going to stop at 5. Just don't feel quite as good as I did yesterday and the day before. So I'm going to make sure I don't blow myself out here. So do the right things. Stop every 5 and get to the end of it in one piece. I'll try and get hold of the owner of the King's Head as well. So I'll bring him up in a bit. Five. I'll try and slightly enlarge that heart rate monitor figure as well. That didn't work. Oh dear. We've got a bit of trouble here. Maybe I should have left that alone. Oh no, you can't do it on this computer because it makes it go big every time that you touch it. Oh dear. I'm in a bit of trouble here. How can I do this? No, that doesn't work. That might work a bit better. Still too big. I think I'm going to get stuck on this. Right, that's going to have to fit as is. Oh, that's not bad actually. It's a little bit big, but it'll do for now. Well, I have to do it on the other computer. The other computer, this computer with the OBS. When you go to change the size of a box, as you can see from that, its immediate reaction when you do it is it goes back to full size, and then the arrow won't go back into. So I can't make small things like really small. And the other one, you can enlarge, like you can Windows, and things where you grab a corner of it and you drag it in. It works normally on the other ones. It's the only thing that works better on the OBS than the rest of it. Sean's on. I was at your house. You missed me. Oh, right. Be back in a sec. I'm going to need a lot of this liquid, so I'm just give myself a little bit of time. Hello, Sean. Yeah, I went past and waved at your house. Where were you? Alright, I'm going to fill my bottle up. Oh. I better put my gloves on as well, once I get sore hands by the end of it. Is Joe with you? I've got one of those gel pack things you gave me to try. Just going to try that in a minute. Well, probably about 10, 12 miles. Family quiz. Oh, got some guesses in. They'll be coming up on which I've already seen them. So. I'll start writing them down. So Ed and Anita have given me some guesses of 26.5 for Anita, 26 from Ed. Thank you very much. Get the ball rolling on the guesses. I also spent a chunk of the day. I got rid of the Spotify's copyright-free music because it kept flagging up on Facebook and it kept flagging up on YouTube. Neither completely matters because the fact is I know it's copyright-free. But the main reason it doesn't matter is that I delete most of the Facebook ones anyway, so I don't keep them on there. And all they do is obviously they mute the areas that they believe has music on it belongs to other people. And on YouTube, they don't mute it; they demonetize it, which means you can't make money out of it. And the person who owns the music can put adverts on it if he wants to. But in both those cases, that doesn't matter to me anyway because I can't make money on YouTube. So, if I'm demonetized, then I will earn nothing of what I was going to be earning, which is nothing. Hi Matt and Lucy. Hi Nick. I've got a guest from Nick. But I have, it's a bit of a long-winded way of doing it, but I've managed to get a lot of the YouTube. There's a YouTube library that you get when you have your own studio. And Linda, I'll let her know when she brings a cup of tea out to me. That's a hint. Nick's guess is Nick. Oh, I see what he's done here. He's gone with the experts. 26.3. Yeah. So I found a way that you can put downloaded music onto YouTube legally, obviously. It's quite simple actually. I think I'd done it before when I had to put my own song on to Spotify. So I've got Matt's guess. I presume that's Matt's guess. Is 26.4. Oh, they're crowding out that 26 mark. Oh, Lucy's gone outside the bracket. Good shout, I think. Always put one kind of random one in because you never know. It's not that random. It's still close to all the other ones. So Matt. Is 26.4. And Lucy's is 27.3. Right, this is going to be interesting. Hi Rich, where have you been? Where have I been? I've been here. 27. Where have you been? 27. Where have you been? 27. Well, do you mean you put a guess up before? Anyway, where have you? You can't see that yet, you guys. I shouldn't be reading it yet until I know it's gone on there. There. Hello, Yasmin. Where have I been? I've been riding my bike. I've been past Sean and Joe's. They weren't in. Well, they were in, but they were busy, I think. And now we're about to go across the 419. Now, guys. So we're just about to go past the stadium, speedway and dog track, for those who don't know. Yaz has got 27. Yeah, took a few attempts to get it started, so we started a little bit late. But that's all we've done so far. 6 miles. So we've been round Highworth, all the way around the loop, and back up again, past Blunsdon. Well, we're kind of in Blunsdon now, I suppose. We're heading to Ed and Anita's house. Oh. Oh, it's come back again. I don't know whether that was the stream or my laptop going off then. Hello, Linda. It's doing funny things. My tablet. I might have to go back to the phone. Fine margins, Ed. Like the quality of Luton. This could start getting nasty. This one, I think. Like the quality of Luton United. Oh. It's got to laugh, that's okay. So I'm going to see if there's a private number for the Kings Arms. Do I want that? Yeah, I kind of want that. No, I don't. Kings Arms. There's a number to call. Right. Give it a try. I never like doing this because that's why it's really out of my comfort zone, but I kind of feel that I should. Too late now, press the button. Hi, my name's Richard Young. I'm just ringing up, it's a bit of a strange call. I'm doing a sponsored bike ride from John O'Groats to Land's End for NHS Charities Together and a charity in Highworth called Gloucester House. It's an addictions rehabilitation centre run by the Salvation Army. And I live in Highworth myself. But the reason I'm ringing up is that it's kind of, obviously it's not a real bike ride, it's a virtual bike ride. So I'm doing it on a bike trainer from my back garden. And it's been quite an exciting weekend. I'm riding at the moment, which I'm out of breath, so apologises for that. We've actually reached Highworth, so it was quite an interesting one. So I did it from my front garden, even though I'm actually in sort of the full quarantine thing because of health issues. But that was quite interesting. But why I'm ringing you is because during it, to try and keep it as real as possible, it follows a map on a computer. So basically it's being live streamed as I do it on YouTube and Facebook. And I try and stop at a hotel or B&B each time that I finish a leg, just to try and make it realistic. And tonight I am stopping at your place. I like to try and get in contact with the people just to sort of let them know, basically. And also it became more kind of apparent to sort of just have a phone call, just in respect of that. I know that people like yourselves in the hospitality trade are having a tough time of it, and just to sort of bring you up and say hope everything's going okay for you. I'll try and send you an email just so that you can see what we've been doing. I'm not after anything off you guys in particular, but I'd just like to sort of touch base with the people that I am virtually going to be staying with and having one of your hopefully wonderful breakfasts in the morning. We're hoping that one day myself and a couple of friends, well, myself, my son and a friend, are going to do it for real, and maybe we'll be passing your place and actually stop for real on it. So just wish you well. Hope everything works out for you, and good luck with everything. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Don't you just hate making phone calls like that? Oh, right. So, that was the next thing, wasn't it? What I can't miss out on, obviously, is Ed and Anita's. Just seeing if I can find. Okay, I can do that one. I can email them. What's the date today? I can't do that, mate. Oh, yes, I can. Forward it. Of course, I can. Oh, and I've already forgotten. Right, where is it? Nope. Keep an eye out, keep an eye out, keep an eye out. Let's find it that way. It's a very easy one to remember, so that's why I didn't write it down. Right. Right, let's try and remember that as doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. 'Right, let's change this. So the date is the 1st. Ooh. Three hours, blah blah blah, call me on this, do-do-do. Yeah, that's the one. Send. That'll do. It'll get to them anyway, that's the main thing. How close are we to Eds? Still got a way to go, I think. Right. Getting good at this multitasking, Lark. I could be a woman soon. Need a bite of something. My favourite one. Peanut nutter. Well, we did have a blip. 262 missed frames. I hope we haven't lost any. I know we got YouTube because I got it on myself. I hope that didn't throw Facebook out. It's only 0.2% of the frames of the stream. It's good that it carried on running. short-term memory problems to write things down when you remember them or think of them, otherwise you'll just forget them. Ah, well, here we are. Ed and Anita's. Hope you're going outside to wave. Oh, you're kidding me. No, it's running. It's not running. I've got a frozen screen. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. We've done a lot of miles there. Not exactly the best point for it to do that. But, oh, can you still see me then? Is it just my... Ah, oh no, let's put that right back to the beginning. I've lost internet basically. No, not lost it. I haven't lost internet. I'm trying to get rid of internet to get it back again. Go away, and you. So Ed's put well done, Rich. Great effort. So I'm hoping that means that he's still watching. Yes. Oh, it's still going. It was my tablet and not everything else. Oh, just back in time for the wave. I saw you. Okay. See ya. Oh, I've got to keep going. Okay. Got a long ride ahead. Thanks for the cappuccino. Oh, panic then, big time. That kind of worked. Bit glitchy, but it worked. I hope those miserable neighbours didn't mind me going up into the cul-de-sac and back down again. I didn't park anyway, you know, so I can't complain at that. Oh, I thought I'd done about 3.5 miles without that weren't on the stream. Oh, Facebook's gone off. Oh no. Right, okay. Oh, yeah, I saw we had a big blip and we've had 2 blips actually now of lost frames. So what should we do? What should we do? Well, I'm going to have to break the stream sometime. Maybe what I'll do is I'm gonna carry, because it's the YouTube we actually need. I think that most people can follow it on YouTube at the moment. So I'm going to take it to 10 just on YouTube. Throw it at me. Yeah, I'll go to 10 miles, and when I take the break, I will stop the stream and restart it to try and get Facebook back on. I think that's probably the best idea. Oh, a nice alcohol-free beverage sounds very, very nice. Yeah, I've only got another mile to go, so they'll have a little break from it. There's still quite a way to go. What are they going to miss? Just some mammal on a bike. You need to step the map out one more because it goes very jumpy when you get in that close. It doesn't kind of look as nice. I can do that now because I don't want to be doing it while I'm stopping the stream because it looked a bit weird. I've changed focus. It's a bit close in and just makes it just doesn't run smoothly at that closeness. It's better to be a little bit out because you just get more of an idea of the map anyway. What's the big green bit we're just about to go past? Yeah, there was a massive dump of dropped frames. I didn't see when it happened, but usually when it dumps that many, the whole thing just cuts out. But it's obviously cut out Facebook, but not YouTube. It's usually the other way around. Magdalen Hill. Have I been to Magdalen Hill? I must have been. Trying to picture where I'm coming out. Yes, yeah, I know where that is. You're our Don today, Ed, at the moment. Fountain of information. Fountain of knowledge. Not internet, it's a fountain of knowledge. Isn't that the same? Or is that just my dyslexia reading that the same? Apart from it's got a small M and not a capital. M-A-U-D, Hill. Don't know. I must be really hot. I am, yeah. I felt, even from the beginning, I felt like I was lacking liquid. Big time. I'm going to run out before I even know it. I can now walk away from the bike and not have to worry about the heart rate sensor. Through my expertise and whatever it was that made me work out how to do it. Mould on hill. Is it a bit grotty? Right. So, oh, hang on a minute. Deanne's just put, "You must be really hot," from Facebook. So does that mean we now have Facebook back? Deanne, let us know. Are you watching it on Facebook? Or did you comment from some weird and wonderful other place? Because if you're watching it on Facebook, then we don't need to stop the stream. You are? Okay, alright, that's okay then. So it's back on Facebook. And what's that? Yeah, it's there. It's Pakistan. How many times have I said that? Oh, there is a higher power. Right, I'm still going to have a break though, because it's 10 miles and the bum hurts. Oh, bum's not a rude word, is it? I think I'm going to try. No, I'm going to do it when I'm riding, because that's they're designed for that. Yeah, if I'm going to try one of those funny gel pack things out, then you've got to do it when you're riding. It might get messy, but I've got to try it, haven't I? I'll take this in. I might put those sunglasses on. It's getting a bit what's it, isn't it? A bit what's it? You know what I mean. Not dark. I'm good with words, me. Does the music sound any better, Ed? I'll tried to put more relaxing-y stuff on and a bit of country and stuff. Oh, thanks for liking the stream, Anita. I call you Anita on the stream, but I usually call you Neat, don't I? So should just stick with what I call you normally. Anita likes it. Good. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be the quality of, like, you know, the top artists and things. This is all stuff that people put on for free. But, I tried to keep it a bit more happy, relaxing, and ambient with the limited choice that you have on there. There's lots of stuff on there, and some of it is pretty ropey. I was probably picking one out of every 30 tracks that I listen to. The others, it's like, no, that's rubbish. No offense to anybody who puts music on YouTube free to use, but because there is, like I just said, there's some really good stuff on it as well. But there's some tinky tonky stuff that maybe even I could do. But I am eternally grateful for the people that have allowed me to use their music. I mean, some of those bits will probably take quite a long. Right. So I guess we head out of Swindon. And on our way to Marlborough. I had quite a nice time picking out some of the pictures. Obviously, some of them were the B&B. Quite a few of the B&B. It's not a B&B, is it? It's a hotel. Why did I put a B&B? For the hotel, which looked quite nice. I don't know if any of you have had a meal at all in the Kings Arms in Marlborough. Not Marlborough. Malmesbury. But I haven't really taken a lot of notice in Malmesbury, but it's like a pretty town. I'm going to chuck the photos on now, and then we'll look at them again when we get closer. There's quite a few on there. You guys can probably tell me more about it than I can tell you. But yeah, I don't think I've been and visited that. It looks pretty cool. Looks like you could take some really nice photos of that on the right days. So that's the Kings Arms Hotel. It's a very weird colour. It's not a very photographic, whatever the word is, colour. So it looks quite nice inside. Yeah, so that is Malmesbury Abbey. I'm sure all of you guys that are watching at the moment know that, but just in case there's other people watching who don't, or other people who watch later who don't. That was off their menu. I just thought that looked quite nice. I'd have that as one of my desserts. Oh, it's frozen again. Oh no. There's a big dump of frames now. I'm not sure this is running. Ugh. It is. I think it's just my tablet is. There was a big drop of frames, so we'll start again. So I'm going to start again because I don't know whether you guys were listening or whether you still had it or not. It's definitely running now, isn't it? That's the bar. It's getting very dark on the screen at the moment. Yeah, yeah. It's done a mini crash kind of thing twice where Facebook's gone, and I've had it on mine where it's frozen, but it's kind of come back again. So it hasn't actually broken, as in the channel's carried on, and I've probably had to do the same as you. I've just gone completely out of, taken YouTube right back off, and then come back into it again. I've actually done the sort of like close the program kind of thing. Yeah, it does look a really nice town. I haven't really sort of paid a lot of attention to it. Well, I guess it's a city if it's got a cathedral, or is it? Um, so I'll go around the photos again because I'm not sure I certainly lost them all. I didn't see any of them in the end. So this is kind of the beginning for me. So I guess that's the restaurant. Glad you're back anyway, Nick. Yeah, it's been a bit of a fight with the internet, although we haven't lost the stream itself. Um, we've been very close. So that's the abbey. I guess there is a cathedral as well, is there? Or that pudding looks well worth a visit. It's not that far away. I mean, it hasn't taken me long to cycle it, has it? It's an hour and a half just to cycle it. I know I've been into the town centre because I recognise that. Very Cotswoldy looking. That looks nice. I like that. I wouldn't mind having a little afternoon tea in there. And obviously the other thing about it is that the Dyson, what's that? The Dyson Institute is called now, isn't it? Because it's not their head office. It's weird. There was all that kind of stuff about it closing down, wasn't it? And at the end, 2 executives moved. The rest, everybody else stayed there. But it's described as a campus, isn't it? The bar. I wonder if they use a Dyson. Ah, that'll do. I think we've been through all of them now. Let's go back to the main menu, main layout. Right, I'm going to try and have that gel thing now. Joe and Sean, if you're watching, thank you for this. I'm thanking you now before I taste it, because I think that's the best thing to do. I've never had one of these before in my life. So it could be interesting or messy. World's first isotonic energy gel. Does that mean it's the only one, or does that mean it was, when it came out it was? And now there's hundreds of them. So I guess you do that, and then they do that, don't they? What are these cyclists thinking? Oh, it's not a nice feeling, that. I'd rather have a drink. I've got to finish it now, haven't I? Yeah. Oh. Mm. Right. I know what I won't be taking on the cycle, right? Oh. I can say it now, but I was thinking it while I was taking the first mouth. It's like drinking somebody else's greenies. Oh, it's horrible. The taste was alright. It was like cheap orange. But the texture, oh my god. It's like liquid, that's okay, isn't it? Liquid, you know, we're used to liquid. And jelly, you know, people love jelly. So jelly, those two textures are nice. This is something in between at a level that is just not right. Oh dear, excuse me. I'm sure it's good for you. Why would you do that? Just suck on a barley sugar. You better make me cycle better. If you're gonna suffer like that, I'm suffering for my art. I've got one more to have as well. Thank you very much, John and Joe. Don't buy me any more of those ones. Not the gels. No, not. They're not. It's not right. It's not normal. That isn't. I'm trying to forget about it somehow. It leaves a lasting impression. The other, I'm going to have the other one, obviously, but then the other one's blackcurrant, which is a flavour I like a lot more. I don't often like artificial orange flavours. Blackcurrant I don't mind so much. That's why I put a bit of blackcurrant in my water, because that's another flavour I hate, is water. Mhm. Where are the letters missing? I can move it over, but it's in the right place, and I can see it all on there. What are you, you're on YouTube, aren't you? It's not Ed. But I'll move it over. But I think it may be something to do with. Have you and Anita both got that then? It might, on the telly it sometimes does that because it doesn't have the full picture on. So, let's see. Yeah, our TV does the same. It's the ratio of the TV basically. But I'll do it. I'm just going to tell me what that's like. If it needs a little bit more, I can move it a little bit more. Cool, I'll leave it like that. I quite like that actually. I quite like the look where it's kind of just got the little kind of like fence panel bit effect going over onto the mat. I'm quite happy to leave it like that actually. If it helps with the TV as well. That probably means you're missing a bit of my picture on the other side, but that probably doesn't affect it too much. Hi Linda. My stomach feels like my throat's been cut. Well, I've got YouTube on all over the place at the moment. Let's just turn this one on. That one off. 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 That one stays on. That one goes off. There we go. Ah. 13 miles. Unlucky for some. Unlucky for those that are doing more than 13 miles. So Nick's got every gadget going, just trying to find something that's actually got the stream running on it. Oh, right. I suppose just with your lungs and coughing and things, it'd be very difficult to tell, wouldn't it? then you'll be stuck indoors. Did Teresa find that news story? I sort of Googled, because obviously I don't get, it's not as easy to access the Sally Army stuff from home as it is from work, with, you know, just going straight onto their hub. But I Googled it and everything and I couldn't find anything. But I might be looking in the wrong place. Well, I was obviously looking in the wrong place, so I would have found it, wouldn't I? So, you're back to work Thursday. That's sorry, that's not good. Don't you go touching anybody. I know you. I don't think that's right, Nick. You shouldn't be. That's okay. Just whenever she can. I'm in no rush. So I'm just answering her. I am not. Well, I'd like to be back at work, but I wouldn't like to be in danger. It surprises me with what you've had that they don't see that as a risk, but I guess it's all by the book stuff, isn't it? You know, and yours kind of isn't by the book. If you have blah 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 and blah blah blah, then you are at risk. Or if you have this, or if you are this age, you're at risk. But I think it's wrong that there will be lots of other people who are definitely at risk, but don't fit in the pigeonholes. So because you don't fit in a pigeonhole, you've got to go back to the pigeonholes. I presume they've worked ways that they can social distance. It must be quite a hard job to do that. I mean, obviously, when you're out on the round, it's not. But when you're doing all the stuff and the sorting, it must be quite difficult, isn't it? I just realised that doesn't show on the picture at all, but my tripod, I haven't adjusted the legs on my tripod to being on the grass, where each of the legs is a different length, so it's slightly tilting that way, but I think it's probably because the camera slightly tilts that way on the tripod because of the weight of it, so it's probably about right actually. I might leave it like that, or I will leave it like that. So I don't have to take the camera down, I just fold it up and carry the whole thing in. It makes life easier. I do want to be back to work, but I want to be back to work safe and right. I don't want to go back to work and then they end up being the last few weeks that I do anything without going into too much details, if you know what I mean. Don't like saying it, but I'm not dying to go back to work is the best way of putting it. I just would like to get back to work. Whew. And I guess we'll find out in the next few weeks with the at-risk people anyway, with the government's new experiment. There's going to be a mini influx of the at-risk people catching the virus, of their 6 friends that they're hoping that they'll go and see. And I guess what the main thing they're hoping for is to get some facts and figures of that, just how what the percentages will be of the at-risk ones when they catch the disease, and the mortality rate, because then when they release the at-risk group properly, they'll know the burden that it will put on the NHS then. So it makes sense to do that, and I guess those that are dying to see their relatives and things like that are going to be the ones who will, in a way, volunteer for that experiment. I don't feel I need to be part of it yet. I can hang fire for a little bit. Right, another little stop at 15. We're getting there, plugging away. The red line's on the right side of the page now. It's a lot hotter in this side of the house than it is in the front garden, that's for certain. There's a lovely breeze out that front. You I might do what Linda's dad used to do. I might stick a chair out the front garden, sit out there for a bit during the day. Become front garden sitters. That's a very good question, that. I'm going to stop. Oh, I'm stopping now, actually. Right. I should just get off a minute. Yeah. I did bring my cup out, I'm sure I did. I brought a glass in. Linda. Somebody said hello to you a while back, but I think you said hello. Oh, very strange. Any of you guys see where I put my cup? No idea. I was just going to come back in, but you've delayed me, so I've got to come back again. It's probably in the fridge. Sorry? Why? But it is. I have a habit of putting things in the fridge. Well, I started to find a habit of putting things in the fridge. I don't know if that's part of the cabin fever. Right, it's not up there. I would have put it on there, wouldn't I? Come in, have a cup of tea, blah 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 blah. Dibbly dibbly do. No. If one of you lot stolen my cup. Oh! Did I actually get it out? No, it's in the microwave. Of course it is. Where else would you put your cup? It's in the microwave, isn't it? So I didn't even drink my cup of tea. No wonder I was feeling thirsty. Are you just warming it up again for me? It's the third time it's been warmed up. I'll have it, it's alright, be fine. That's not a snippet of what I'm usually like at all at home. That's I'm completely organised, and that never happens. That's basically that's my life. That's a little clip of what my life is normally like. The chat hasn't moved on, but oh no, I mean I'm here and I can see the video. Oh, can I? Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I don't know whether Facebook's working, but YouTube is. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's working. Everything's working. That's okay. I guess you're just all being quiet. We're all going to have to make a cocktail, haven't you? I don't like those subtitles that come up at the bottom because they don't often say what I'm actually saying. Right, have another bite of my peanut butter, and then a cup of tea a few minutes to cool down. Oh, that's melted a bit. Trying to see what we're going past. We're going past Bassett anyway. Well, what in Bassett? Home of a fairly decent bowls club with some half decent players. Read the last comment. That applies. If you noticed, I walked all the way into the house, right into the other room, and the heart rate monitor is still working. Didn't even have to take the phone with me because it just reconnects. Genius. Oh, the Facebook wasn't coming up on it. Can see it all on Facebook. Are you asking for a cup of tea? So did those not come up? Oh, they did. I must have missed them. I missed them because obviously I was looking at that chat. Yeah, that's very unusual. So the YouTube was carrying on multi-stream. It's never YouTube that carries on. Facebook is always on multi-stream, and sometimes YouTube will connect with it. But for some reason, it's the other way around. It's tonight. It seems that YouTube has the upper hand. Which is very weird. This has been heated up so many times it tastes like a ready meal. Got a baked beans and mini sausage flavoured cup of tea. going to be a late one. Oh. Yep. Can't deny that. Well, it's interesting. Never had a cup of tea that tastes like that before, so it's a new experience. It's the positive side of it. So yeah, I'm probably going to try and do a little mini stage. Got one of the small Orkney Islands to knock off. I think there's two little islands before we get on the main. So I'm going to try and get those out of the way. We did talk about doing the next 2 Fridays as an out the front as well. So I'm trying to make sure that there's a day stage for one of those. Fridays is a bit because I take my injections on Friday, so I don't always know exactly how I'm going to feel. I kind of plan it that I'm going to feel okay, and we'll go from there, kind of thing. Because I've got the weekend to recover. For those that don't know, Linda's taken a few days off, although she buried them. That's another subject. No. So she's definitely taking this Monday and next Monday off. So I'm taking those as a long weekend to spend some time with her. So I'll be doing, I'll be streaming every day, including Friday this week. And then I'll be streaming from Tuesday, including Friday the week after. And then I think I'll be streaming through until the finish at that point. So that will be Tuesday through till hopefully finishing Sunday, if I've got that right. Which will be a slightly more relaxed finish to it, because I'll get a nice little break. I think I'm going to have to get on the bike, not for streaming, but otherwise, just to keep used to it, kind of thing. Otherwise, because 3 days off, that'll make the first day back will be hard. So just a few miles each day, just to keep me on the go. But then I can do that whenever, kind of thing. I don't have to get all the equipment out or anything like that. Otherwise I'll be back to 10 miles and done. Can't afford that. Just going to see whether YouTube chat's working. It's working on screen. Oh, it's working on multi-stream. Everything's working. Cool. Coolio. I think we get into Bristol next time. Oh, it's warm. I'm gonna have to get some more squash on my next stop. I'm gonna have to stop and fill up with what I have left. And then I'm going to have to fill my bottle up after that. Well, I gave a shout out. I'm going to give a second shout out because there's quite a few people who've got the stream on at the moment. When I did all the names and everything like that, I was on the phone to a friend and colleague just after that, well, an hour after the stream or whatever. And colleague, as I mean somebody who I work with, so somebody from Gloucester House. I realised as I was talking to them that I didn't give a shout out to them. They were the one person I missed off, and I was like, oh, I missed you off the shout out, which she didn't really care, I don't think, but was very good about anyway. So, but the most embarrassing part is he is my oppo, so I kind of missed myself off, but in doing so, I didn't look at the night shift because that's what I do. I do support working as a night shift worker, and my oppo, because we do lone working, we do week on week off, is called Keith, he's an amazing fella, basically, in lots of many ways. I'm not going to go into any details because he's not just an amazing fella, he's also quite a private fella as well. But he is a real character. As I said when I mentioned last time, you won't meet many Keiths, but he was, when I first started in the night shift, he was a source of knowledge and inspiration, and now we've both been doing it a little while. He's a source, as I think we both are to each other, of support, because you can get some obviously fairly traumatic times doing the work that we do. So a special mention, all the other guys obviously I've already mentioned, who are holding similar esteem as well anyway, but because I missed Keith off, as an apology, I'm giving him an extra mention kind of thing. So thanks, Keith. Thanks for all you do for Gloucester House, which isn't just your job, I know. Like a lot of us, you do lots of extra bits and pieces as well. So, as you were, I think, the time before that I rang you up. Hope you and all the family are well. Give my best to Freya as well. Another amazing person who does lots of extra bits of voluntary work and things for Gloucester House. Those are people actually I probably didn't mention. I can't mention their names as such. But yeah, the councillors and the volunteers, two other groups of people that without them, Gloucester House wouldn't run. And there's lots of outside people as well. There's another guy who's done a lot of cycle fundraising for Gloucester House. Dr. Bestwick is a great supporter of. He needs a mention and a thank you. And there's a group called Friends of Gloucester House, who themselves, in lots of ways, do lots of stuff. It's like a massive community of people to help these guys. There's lots of volunteers, like the gardener, who I think I've only met once, because obviously on the night shift. When I was on the day shift, I knew all these people, but since I've gone on to nights, when people have left and other people have come in and taken their places, I don't know, it's a bit like the councillors. I used to know all the councillors off because I'd speak to them every time they were in. We'd have little discussions and things. And now I only know the ones that I knew before, that are still here since me being on the night shift. The other ones I've, again, probably met once or twice. But I know, when you talk to the guys and everything, they do an amazing job. As I say, volunteers like the gardener, amazing lady called Pottery Pat, who comes in. She's not a young lass, but she's a human dynamo. I wish I had her energy and enthusiasm, if I even get to that age. But she has been a part of Gloucester House for a long time. When I was volunteering at Gloucester House, I was working alongside her in the workshop. She's a lovely, lovely lady. Seeing we're on a zero slope at the moment. Just obviously just hitting a certain little point. There's no real flat down there, is there? Just happened to be dead flat at that particular point. this like low mist kind of thing all over the get a very flat landscape out there with lots of trees, so you can see all the humps and things, and like there's this mist settled in amongst the trees back as far as you can see, basically right to the horizon. Looks like this mist goes that far, which hopefully will make an amazing sunset. Yeah, talking about, I don't know if you're listening, Ed, but talking about tellies as we were earlier. Our telly started doing some weird things last night. So it'd be alright for a couple of minutes and then the screen would go black. So no sound, no picture, just for a second or two. Then come back again, and then it'd go on for another sort of 5 minutes, and then it would do that. It was doing it like about every 20 minutes, and then it got more and more. So I went on to Netflix on it, because obviously it's smart TV, and it wasn't doing it on that, because I suddenly thought, well, it might not be the telly, because our telly, we watch the television through hard drive recorder box, so I thought it could be that, or it could be a transmitter problem. So obviously on Netflix you wouldn't get it, because you know that's the internet rather than television signal, and it wasn't on Netflix. But then when I went back onto it later on, it went away. But I've had tellies before that have done that, where they start doing that, cutting out for a few seconds and coming back, and usually that's like, it's like the the dying throes, isn't it? You know, the death throes of a dying beast. So I was thinking, oh, that's a lockdown nightmare, isn't it? Telly breaks down. But yeah, it seems to be working okay now, I think. So it might have just been a glitch. I was also thinking it could be one of the aerial boosters as well. So what was it? Oh, I was going to get some more juice at 20, wasn't I? And finish this off. That's it. Although you can get everything on the internet nowadays, can't you? So, we have got another big telly in the spare room, but that's fixed to the wall. So we could, if we wanted to, sit up there. How would I be able to sit and watch myself all evening? No. I haven't really watched any of my streams other than the fact of when I'm editing it, so I see little snippets as I'm looking for the ends of bits and pieces. That's the only things that I see. I don't like it. Right, I've got to get off and stop for a minute. I'm going to put the be back soon thing on when we get to 20, because I just got to pop off. And then I'll be back soon. We're at 20. Okay, so I'll see you all in a couple of minutes. I won't be long. I'm back. Right. We didn't get any juice while I was there as well. Duh. I'm going to have to, aren't I? On a night like this, I do not want to be without liquid. Oh, things you have to do on a virtual bike ride. No, it's fine. Right. Oh, it's not, you know, a bit of a hassle, but having the heart rate thing is not connected is a godsend. It just gives me that bit much more flexibility, especially if you need a wee or anything like that as well, because I couldn't even do that before. I'd have to break the stream and then start the trainer all over again, because it doesn't reach that far. There's one benefit, or would have been a benefit, of doing it out the front, was that I think you would have been in Bluetooth range. Obviously the range of Bluetooth isn't very far, but the program that heart rate monitor uses, the one up there, that thing there, is like a self-connecting Bluetooth, so it runs off the phone, whereas a lot of the PCs, once it disconnects, you have to manually reconnect them, with a lot of especially training stuff, because they're used to running off ANT, which self-connects. So the heart rate monitor there connects to a program on my phone, and then that has its own URL, so it has its own, basically, like well, in a way like a web page, I suppose, or you know, its own, its own web page, and that little number, the programming behind all of that is basically that it picks up the URL and converts that into those numbers. So it's basically just moving the widget through the air into there, and then I put the bits around it to make it look like the original. So the HRBMP bit and the number on it at the moment, I haven't honed it exactly right yet. That's not quite the right font for it. I want to try and get it so that it's almost indistinguishable from the others, but it's not that important. The fact that it's working is the most important thing. it's too thick, isn't it? It needs to be a thinner number than that. I don't mind the font of it. I think the font's about right. It just needs to be slightly thinner. That's for another day. The editing is the thing I need to get on top of. I can fiddle about with that one while I'm watching the telly. But it works really well. I'm really pleased. I went through about 7 or 8 different promised programs that can do this. And so, yeah, you know, because there's people out there going, no, it's impossible to do. But there's quite a few that are going, oh, no, you can do it. And you try them, and some of them don't work. Some of them, the programs that they say you need to download onto the phone, don't exist anymore. And then this one did work. It's called Pulsar, the name of the program. So it basically just reads some of the main makes, including luckily this one, which is the Wahoo ticker. It reads the information that comes off that and just converts it into a number, as the trainers do, but it just solely does that. And the number I've got up there is the very basic one, which is good because you get 4 basic ones which are free, but you can pay, which I don't need to, for more kind of complicated ones, because obviously the whole point of it is for streamers. But the main thing it's for is obviously for streamers, because obviously this isn't, people riding a bike and streaming isn't a normal thing. Most people that are streaming games. So it's so that people can have their heart rate. So when they're playing high intensity games, people can see their heart rate going up and down. That's why they want it. So there's some more graphic versions of them with little pumping hearts, or the sound, you can actually hear the heartbeat at the speed that it's beating, stuff like that. But I don't need all that. All I needed was the free bit. So thank you, Pulsar. I'll give them a plug, because obviously they put some effort into it and I get it for nothing. So and then behind the number is a little piece of a little grey patch which hides the number that isn't there, basically. And on top of the little grey patch is the white writing, which it looks like it's part of the program, but it's not. That's text that I've added onto the white. So it's another overlay. So there's 3 overlays there, basically, to make up just that little number. And it works. Couldn't believe it. All for the sake of being able to go for a wee and not have to stop the program and re-edit the map from where I left it and all of that kind of stuff, or just put up with a big red blob at the top of the screen saying the heart rate monitor's not working. And all this work, and in about 3 weeks' time I won't need any of it. Unless, was it Chris yesterday? Suggested something that even my crazy head had even thought, you'll probably go back and do it the other way now. Yeah, when I do normal riding, all of my sensors are Wahoo. This is Wahoo, the cadence sensor is Wahoo, and the power, what would be the normal, the sensor that normally reads the back wheel is also Wahoo. And I use Wahoo is my cycling program. So that's so much easier. You can stop, start, and it just automatically connects as soon as you start riding again. You don't have to do all this kind of stuff with the sensors when you're normally riding. You just get on the bike and press start on your little bike computer, and away it goes. It even knows when you stop, and it puts it on pause until you start cycling again. Life is a lot easier for the proper cyclist, which I think is why most cyclists hate turbo trainers. Hey. I shall ask Linda about the telly. Hasn't been doing any funny things again, the telly, has it? Yeah, it hasn't been doing the clicking on and off thing. No, I think it's somehow stopped that now. I don't know what it was. A glitch in the system. Well, here comes that sunset. So we've got a little way to go yet, but yeah, you can almost tell already it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be like lots and lots of colours, but it's going to be, because of the mist, it dissipates that light, so you're going to get a massive sunset. But it'll probably be, it won't be one that will look brilliant on a photograph, because it won't be that many colours, because there's not a lot of clouds in the sky, it's just the mist on the bottom. But it'll be one that I think visually will look good. If you try and photograph it, it won't look any good. Is everybody getting excited about the mileage game? I hope I've got everybody's down. I think I have. We've got a guest from Anita and Ed, Nick, Matt and Lucy and Yaz. Hey! For a minute I thought it wasn't moving on the map. But the we're heading in a northerly direction. That's not good. We're going the wrong way. Well, I say northerly, we're not moving in a northerly direction, but we're certainly not going down, which is what we're supposed to be doing. I guess we're heading towards Marlborough, so we have to deviate at some point to find somewhere. Oh. There's quite a few people commenting on the saddle about how can it be comfortable. I think comfortable is an over-exaggeration, but it is designed to be as comfortable as it possibly can be without causing damage. A big fat squashy saddle would cause you far more damage than these little razor blade things, because if the tissue that you're sitting on as opposed to your sit bones. So that is why. So it might feel hard sometimes, but it would feel a lot worse if you had the wrong saddle. This is the made to measure one. So it's made for my bum. And no, it shouldn't be bigger. Quite an amazing service. I can't remember I should remember the make of it, but it's kind of got you allowed unlimited take backs. So they measure you, and then you get the saddle, and there's loads and loads of different models basically. So they fit the model to you. But there's kind of like a choice. There's obviously leeway either side. And it's unlimited. You can just keep taking them back and go, actually this one's not working, let's try the next one. So as long as you keep the receipt in the box, in fact they keep something out of the box, I think, so that you can just go back in and take it back in basically. It might be the box, I think it might be actually. And you just take the saddle back in with the receipt, and you get the next one, and then you try that until you get the right one. But this one seems, I think, as good as I'd probably get. I tried 2 or 3 of the ones anyway in the shop. My kids bought me it as a Christmas present, but if I felt that it wasn't quite right, I can go back. The shop's in Shrewsbury, so I'd have to go back to Shrewsbury, but that's not a major problem. Just get my bike and cycle there. done it already. Well, the other way round, but so I'll stop at the 25 anyway, and I will be nearly there at that stage for another mini break, and and I'll show you the, while I'm stopping for a break, I'll put the pictures of Malmesbury on, and then we'll finish the last little bit. Ah, long evening. My stream's come on. Thought I turned it off. Oh. Ooh. Well, I have to congratulate Streamlabs OBS in that we've had the internet going crazy and it's managed to hold fast. It's caused a few blips and bits and pieces, but it's kept it going. I know we haven't finished yet, and I know it could go wrong, but it's been through a rocky stage. 954 dropped frames it's dealt with without breaking contact. So, fair play, OBS Streamlabs. Oh, how are we going to get to 25? Yeah, going to get to 25. You want to be getting those 26 and 27 so you can, I can feel you all sweating. I think Ed's is the lowest guess at the moment, so he's probably feeling quite good at this stage. I would be if I was Ed, I think. But it's difficult to tell. I'm going to put the pictures on now because I don't know when that, because I can't remember how far it is. I'm going to put the picture Malmesbury on now so we don't have them on just before the finish or anything like that. Just for those who haven't seen it. So that is Malmesbury Abbey. That is the hotel, the Kings Arms Hotel in Malmesbury. And that is, I guess, their dining room. They may have more than one, I don't know. And that is the Abbey at night with a nice sunset that we're hoping to get in a minute. And that's probably about what our sunset will look like. And that was one of the desserts from the King's Arms Hotel. Still can't beat unicorn ice cream. And that, I guess, is, I'm guessing it's from a hill. I don't think it would be taken from a drone, would it? It must be a hill that looks over Malmesbury. Well, that's a bit I have seen before in real life. So I've definitely been through Malmesbury. So there's a church, is there? Or an abbey and an old abbey and a new abbey, maybe? I don't know. Looks very pretty. Nita said it's worth a visit, so I guess it'll have to happen. I've probably seen a bowls green or something if it's got one. Oh, that looks quite nice. That's part of the hotel. And that is the Dyson buildings. They call them the campus, or sometimes it's the campus or the institute. It's not called head office anymore because that's somewhere else. Yeah, and their rooms, all their rooms look completely. I saw lots of pictures of their rooms on Google, and every room is different. So it's not like there's any rooms where they get like a bulk of rooms all the same. It's like every room's been done differently. And for some, a welcome bar. And as you can see, at one stage, that's an old photo of it, it was covered in ivy. Looks nice in ivy, better than the grey paint, I think. Yeah, so as you can see, all the rooms are very sort of different, which I think is nice. I like that idea. It makes it feel more like a home kind of thing. Especially if you, let's say you know, a sales rep and you're staying there regularly and you get different rooms. Each one look different. That'd be quite nice. The sunset going on there, and then we're back to the Abbey again. And that's it. Oh, and we're near the end. I suppose I need to knock it in one, don't I? Just as we get into the end. Even two. That made a nice end to it. I'll take it nice and steady now. Yay. And watch it from here. Well, I have to watch from there because obviously it's a different time lag there. So, nice gentle pedal in. It says we're there, but we're not yet. So I've still got the gentle pedaling. I could pedal a bit harder, but I don't want to now. I'm quite happy with this pace. It's going to finish eventually, as soon as that red line disappears, and the white line sticks behind the what's it, Fuji flip. And I think that Ed's got a smile on his face. Have I finished? I can't tell whether I finished now. That line should go behind the white line, sort of pings behind the, because it stretches just as it finishes basically. No, it hasn't finished yet. Sometimes it takes ages to finish that last little bit. And it finished. And Ed is now definitely smiling. Why, you say? Some of you know, most of you probably know. So, that's that stage finished. We are now at the Kings Arms Hotel in Malmesbury, and I'm going to have my meal. The chef at the Malmesbury is an extremely amazing lady. He's got the oven on at the moment. Love her to bits, don't tell the wife. So, the mileage. You're all over, which is kind of embarrassing for me really, isn't it? More than anything else. But the lowest guess, with 26, just double checking, is Ed. Anita, oh no, winning streak over. I'm sure it'll come back. So, well done Ed. Yeah, so I'm probably going to do a little stage during the day once I've got the grass cut, and then I'll do the main stage same time, same place in the evening, hopefully starting at 5:30. I'm going to have to try and get starting earlier, and I don't know if that doesn't always work like that, but I'm hoping to start at 5:30 because I don't want to finish at 9 o'clock again, although the sun is looking amazing at the moment. So, love in abundance, stay safe, and I've just pressed the screen off. No, don't go off yet, come back here, I'm going to start that again. Love in abundance, stay safe, and peace out.